right? And in order to study diffraction of crystals, we first need to have some basic background about how diffraction occurs and what is the background of diffraction actually, right? So first let's study about diffraction जो है it has come from interference, right? So what do you mean by acha, I asked this question last time also, what actually is mean by interference? Interference is a phenomenon which occurs, which happens with electromagnetic radiations, right? Is a specific term which is used for electromagnetic radiation or electromagnetic waves. Okay, as all of you know, waves can be represented either in terms of sine or in terms of cosine functions, right? So यहाँ पर जो wave दिखाया मैंने, these are what we sine function या cosine function को अगर आप graphical form में represent करते हो तो you get in this form. So this is a representation of cosine or sine functions, right? So interference का मतलब है, in common terms, it is nothing but whenever you put any disturbance in the path of the way in the path of the any electromagnetic radiation, some interference is said to happen in that electromagnetic wave. ठीक है? So whenever two waves interfere with each other, or we can say whenever two waves meet each other, in common terms, meet each other, there can be two possibilities they can meet, right? There can be two possibilities in which they can meet. That is, whether their crest and trough are coinciding with each other, or the second possibility is their crest and trough do not coincide with each other, or their maxima and minima do not coincide with each other, right? In the first case, when the maxima and minima of two waves coincide with each other, in that case the two waves will reinforce with each other. Okay, and when they reinforce with each other, at the meeting point we will get a bright spot, and this is known as constructive interference, right? So bright spot, जहाँ पे bright spot है, we call it constructive interference. So that is what we call the constructive interference. I repeat once again, when two waves, यहाँ पर जो दो waves दिखाया है ना, this is one source, this is one secondary source, this is another secondary source. ठीक है? One wave is coming from this secondary source, another wave is coming from the secondary source, this one. When these two waves coming from two secondary sources, if their crest and trough, or if their maxima and minima coincide with each other, then they will give you a constructive interference, and at the point where they meet, they will give you a bright spot. On the other hand, when the maxima and minima do not coincide with each other, then the waves will cancel out with each other, and that phenomenon is known as destructive interference. और जहाँ पे ये दो waves meet करेंगे, you will observe a dark spot. B means bright spot, D means dark spot. अगर दोनों waves को के meeting point पे, when you put a photographic plate on it, then on the when you develop the photographic film, you will observe a bright and dark spot. So bright spot always means constructive interference, dark spot always means destructive interference. ठीक है? Is this okay बच्चे? This concept is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
क्रेस एंड ट्रफ का मतलब कोइंसाइड करना का मतलब है, देखो, सपोज यू हैव अ wave like this. I'm not able to draw it properly. And suppose another thing, if you have another wave like this, from this it is very crest and trough जो है, they are coinciding with each other. Coincide करते हैं, then they will give you a bright spot. Another coming from one source, another, if you have another wave like this, in this case you will get a dark spot, which is due to the result of destructive interference. Okay. Am my voice clear to you? Is my voice clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
In the study of diffraction of crystals, the constructive interference is very important to show you constructive interference. Two waves will give you a constructive interference under the condition that, suppose path length that is being covered by the wave one. This is a path length which is being covered by wave 2 coming from the second source, right? So these two waves, the condition that these two waves will give you a constructive interference is the difference in a path length. दोनों की path length an integral multiple of lambda. That is, इसमें देखो, suppose यहाँ पर this is the path length of wave 1, this is path length of wave 2. ठीक है, so distance traveled by this difference in the distance traveled by these two waves is given by, when we drop a perpendicular from here, is a perpendicular that we drop. ठीक है, so extra distance traveled by wave 2 is given by fg. Fg should be equal to, the distance to fg should be equal to n lambda, so that these two waves will give you a constructive interference. So this will again be the condition for Bragg's equation also, that we are going to study later on also today in the class. Okay, दोनों के बीच में जो extra distance travel हुई है ना, that should be multiple of lambda, that is the wavelength of इस particular wave का कुछ particular, it should be associated with a particular wavelength, right? So fg should be an integral multiple of lambda, so n should be an integer. It should be, it can be the starting from 0 1 2 3 and so on. ठीक है बच्चे? So here theta is the angle of incidence. Okay, shall we move ahead? So now
Yes,
coming
ma'am.
to diffraction or interference in crystals. Why we are focusing, why we are stressing so much on diffraction, or why we are stressing so much on interference? How diffraction of electromagnetic waves is related to crystals. ठीक है? The main reason here is there was a scientist Max von Louis. He conducted, or he performed an experiment on crystals by he allowed X-rays to pass through a particular the distance between the various particles in a crystal is of the same order as of the wavelength of X-rays. X-ray की wavelength जो होती है ना, wavelength, as all of you know, is expressed in terms of length की unit of length, expressed in terms of unit of length, right? So the distance between the various crystals, distance between the various particles in a crystal is of the same order as of the wavelength of crystal. That crystals can also be used as sources of diffraction. It can also be used as diffraction grating. So coming to diffraction grating, how do we obtain a diffraction grating? Suppose you have a mirror. आपके पास एक mirror है, देखो तो and if on that mirror you have put with help of sketch pen, you have put very fine lines on it. एक second. Suppose आपके पास एक mirror है like this, और उसमें आपने बहुत fine parallel lines draw kiya which are opaque in the sense ki when X-rays or when light travels through this medium, it cannot travel through this opaque part, it can travel only through the transparent part. As secondary sources of light, or we can say that this can act as apertures in which light can pass through it, right? But whenever light passes through a medium, it will undergo diffraction. Diffraction का मतलब है bending of light. Whenever it undergoes whenever it would come across some obstacle in its path, as all of you know, light will undergo bending. And this phenomenon of bending of waves, whenever an obstacle is there in its path, is known as diffraction. Is it okay, बच्चे? Diffraction क्या होती है? What is interference, right? So after these waves are being diffracted, when it crosses some obstacle or hurdle, then these lights will bend, and इसके बाद pass करने के बाद जो light, the wave should be the waves will move in a different direction, and these are known as diffracted waves. And these diffracted waves can now act as secondary sources of light, and when this pass across this aperture, these secondary sources of light destructive interference. So this is how diffraction and interference are related. Should I repeat this again? पहले ये चीजें clear होनी चाहिए, then you'll be able to understand about diffraction of light. Clear है कि नहीं? डिफ्रैक्शन
Excuse
कैसे
me, ma'am.
होती है? डिफ्रैक्शन के बाद हाउ इंटरफेरेंस occurs? हाँ जी,
Ma'am,
हाँ
एक
बोलो। Who was
crystal,
asking?
ma'am, हर्ष,
आपकी वॉइस क्लियर नहीं है। हर्ष, हाँ
मैम
बोलो
हर्ष,
हर्ष, वॉइस इज नॉट क्लियर। हाँ
मैम आई एम सेइंग कि मैम जैसे हमने 11 12th में क्या पढ़ा था मैम, डिफ्रैक्शन कैसे होती है,
हम्म
जो एक प्लेट होती है
हम्म
उसकी मतलब विड्थ थोड़ी ज्यादा कर दी होती है, तो जो उसके एंड पॉइंट्स होते हैं वहां से जो वेव होती है वो डिफ्रैक्ट होती है मैम। तो यहाँ पे क्रिस्टल में डिफ्रैक्शन कैसे हो रही है? मतलब क्रिस्टल तो एक मतलब पैक्ड, उसमें तो एटम्स पैक्ड होते हैं ना एक उसमें स्ट्रक्चर में, हम इसमें डिफ्रैक्शन
वही
कैसे हो?
तो वही तो हम स्टडी करने वाले हैं। सबसे पहले आप डिफ्रैक्शन ग्रेटिंग को समझो। व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय डिफ्रैक्शन ग्रेटिंग? ठीक है, डिफ्रैक्शन ग्रेटिंग, सपोज आपने मैंने एक सिंपल एग्जांपल दिया, एक मिरर के ऊपर अगर आपने बहुत सारे फाइन पैरेलल ओपेक लाइंस ड्रॉ किया, देन उसमें उस मिरर में नाउ यू हैव टू पार्ट्स इन दैट मिरर। एक तो कुछ ओपेक लाइंस हो गए, नाउ ट्रांसपेरेंट अपर्चर्स, राइट? So when light passes through those transparent apertures, but whenever light matlab come across some obstacle or hurdle in its path, it will undergo diffraction or bending of light. ठीक है, so यहाँ पर crystal की बात हो रही है। ठीक है, crystal is also acting like that mirror which I have given as example. Whenever light will pass through through a crystal, what will happen? Crystal जो है, it has got some free spaces in between, और उस free spaces के बीच में crystal points and lattice points है, right? But on the whole it is acting like a mirror. Diffraction grating as a मतलब mirror as a diffraction grating समझाया ना मैंने अभी आप लोगों को. So the crystal itself is also acting like that, on which you have drawn very fine lines. It has got some clear spaces. The space is उस crystal में जो space जो है, it is acting like the apertures in those mirror, and जो opaque lines है, those are the points where you have the crystal points. ठीक है? So whenever light will pass through that crystal, it will undergo diffraction, bending of light. Okay? इसमें क्या डाउट है? हर्ष, अभी भी है डाउट?
नो मैम।
यहाँ पर आपने जो ग्लास या फिर कोई भी लेंस आपने एक्सप्लेन किया ना अभी, you took the example of a lens from which diffraction will occur. Harsh, you gave me the example of a lens, right? लेंस बताया था आपने, क्या बताया?
मैम लेंस भी हो सकता है, वैसे यूजुअली एक
लेंस भी
स्लिट
हो सकता है, कोई भी लेंस हो सकता है, कोई भी चीज through which light can pass through can act as a source of diffraction, right Harsh?
यस
है
मैम।
ना? तो यहाँ पे लेंस की जगह your crystal can also act as a lens. जो भी आपकी डिफ्रैक्शन की सोर्स है ना, दैट क्रिस्टल कैन आल्सो एक्ट एज अ सोर्स ऑफ डिफ्रैक्शन, सेकेंडरी सोर्स ऑफ लाइट, वो उसको बोलते हैं आप सेकेंडरी सोर्स ऑफ लाइट। ऑफ लाइट, उस सेकेंडरी सोर्स ऑफ लाइट में पास करने के बाद वेव्स विल गेट डिफ्रैक्टेड, विल अंडरगो बेंडिंग। फिर इसके बाद व्हाटएवर द सेकेंडरी सोर्सेस ऑफ लाइट के मतलब those waves go interference. So depending on which kind of interference they are undergoing, they will give you whether constructive interference or destructive interference. Here in crystals also. ठीक है, क्लियर है थोड़ा बहुत इसमें, या अभी भी डाउट है किसी को?
यस मैम।
यूज कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि क्रिस्टल्स में जो लैटिस पॉइंट्स होते हैं ना, आयन, उनके बीच में द डिस्टेंस ऑफ सेपरेशन जो है, इट इज ऑफ द सेम ऑर्डर ऑफ मैग्नीट्यूड एज द वेवलेंथ ऑफ एक्स रेज। तो इसलिए स्पेशली यहाँ पे एक्स डिफ्रैक्शन एनी काइंड ऑफ वेवलेंथ में इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक स्पेक्ट्रम, क्योंकि एक्सरे डिफ्रैक्शन ऑफ क्रिस्टल जो सुना आप लोगों ने, बाकी और कोई चलो। सो यहाँ पर इस डायग्राम में एक क्रिस्टल लिया है, द एक्सपेरिमेंट व्हिच वाज परफॉर्म बाय वॉन लुई 1912। ही हैज पुट अ क्रिस्टल इन द पाथ ऑफ पॉलीक्रोमेटिक एक्सरेज, का मतलब है यहाँ पर उन्होंने व्हाइट एक्सरे लिया है, ठीक है, नॉट अ पर्टिकुलर वेवलेंथ। ठीक है, सो नाउ आफ्टर पासिंग थ्रू दिस क्रिस्टल इट विल अंडरगो डिफ्रैक्शन। ये जो है डिफ्रैक्टेड वेव्स है, and these diffracted waves will undergo interference, whether depending on whether they give you constructive or destructive interference, you will observe various kinds of spots. The Louis spots. ये फोटोग्राफिक फिल्म को डेवलप करने के बाद जो आया ना, ये है. We can have some idea, some information about the structure of the particular crystal. So this is the only information we get from Louis spots. What is there in Louis experiment? Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, we're not getting your voice.
From which part should I explain?
Ma'am, when
Should I
you were
repeat?
explaining that this explains the structure of crystal.
Okay. यहाँ तक ठीक है. Polychromatic X-rays का मतलब है the X-rays are of different wavelengths. So वो passing through a crystal. So that crystal is acting as a diffraction grating. So these are the diffracted waves. So so there are various possibilities that these diffracted waves will interfere or will interact. ठीक है. So depending on whether they are interacting in a constructive way or a destructive way, they will give various kinds of spots on these photographic plate. Some dark spots will be observed, some bright spots will be observed. And when this photographic plate is being developed, you will get an arrangement of the spots here, which are known as the Louis spots. And the structure, the symmetry of the arrangement of these spots will give you an idea about the structure of the crystal. So this is the only information that we can get from Louis experiment. ठीक है बच्चे? Was my
Okay,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
am I able to complete?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is how crystal can act as diffraction grating. ठीक है?
मैम एक्सरे यूज
मैम
करने का कोई रीजन है व्हाई वी आर यूजिंग ओनली एक्सरेज?
वही तो मैंने एक्सप्लेन किया ना. We are using X-rays, electromagnetic waves, as all of you know, consists of various kinds of microwave rays होती है, infrared rays, X-rays, visible rays, UV rays, right? But we are choosing only X-rays here. The only reason is here, जो मैंने यहाँ लिखा, the distance of separation between between the particles in a crystal is of the same order of magnitude as the wavelength of X-rays. बाकी कोई भी रे जैसे यूवी रेडिएशन या रेडिएशन वो माइक्रो रेडिएशन की वेवलेंथ जो है वो मैच नहीं करता with the distance of separation between the particles in a crystal. So we choose X-rays only. And if we take any other type of ray, they may not interact with the crystal. ठीक है?
मैम
हाँ
मैम जैसे
जी.
ये एक्सरे है वो पॉलीक्रोमेटिक है तो मैम जो इस पे जो स्पॉट्स बनेंगे वो भी कलर्ड बनेंगे
वो भी
बनेंगे मैम जैसे जो पॉलीक्रोमेटिक
नहीं
है
नहीं
मैम
यहाँ पर पॉलीक्रोमेटिक का मतलब यहाँ पर ये है कि polychromatic in the sense कि we are not passing only one wavelength X-ray, we are passing various X-rays of various wavelength. ठीक है. तो यहाँ पर we are going to whether it is giving a dark spot or a bright spot, on we are not concerned about the colors. ठीक है. Colors तो तभी matter करता है ना when we have visible range में. ठीक है. यहाँ पे only wavelength matters. Okay. Polychromatic, by polychromatic I mean white X-rays. मतलब this X-ray doesn't contain only one kind of particular wavelength, it has got various kinds of wavelengths in a range. ठीक है. But there will be some other method like powder method also there and rotating crystal method there where we require the use of only monochromatic X-rays. But here in Louis method he has used white X-rays. ठीक है. चलो. So now coming to अभी तक Louis method में we have used crystals as a diffraction grating की तरह use किया है crystal को. But there is another two scientists, B.H. Bragg and W.L. Bragg. These are real brothers and these are the only real brothers in the whole history till now who have been awarded Nobel Prize for the same kind of work. Nobel Prize in Physics for their services in the analysis of crystal structure by means of X-rays. These are real brothers, right? And in Bragg's equation, the equation these two brothers have developed is which is the well-known Bragg's equation, okay, in which crystal has been used not as a diffraction grating but as a reflection grating. So let's see or let's check out how reflection grating is different from diffraction grating. Okay, you should be able to see the difference, reflection and diffraction grating. Okay, shall we move ahead, बच्चे?
Yes, ma'am.
चलो reflection
ma'am.
grating ये rays, the rays which are being diffracted after passing through the clear space.
Ma'am, you're not audible.
Hello?
Your voice is breaking in between whenever you are explaining.
Again breaking. चलो मैं एक बार ना connection दोबारा change करती हूँ. My एक second. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
मैं फिर से दिखाती हूँ presentation दोबारा से. So now can you see the Bragg's equation derivation, the slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now what I was saying was difference between diffraction grating and reflection grating. Diffraction grating में what we studied, right? Suppose if we consider a crystal, suppose this is a crystal, and a crystal, as all of you know, is comprises of various crystal points. ठीक है. Diffraction grating में ये study किया हमने कि suppose some light is passing through it like this, some rays are passing through it. Diffraction grating का मतलब है कि this is what we have studied in case of diffraction grating. We haven't considered the interaction of these waves, these X-rays with the lattice points. जो clear spaces के through diffract हुआ है ना, वो waves हमने consider किया. But in case of reflection grating, what we are going to study is, suppose ये जो यहाँ पर dots draw किया, these are the various lattice planes. ठीक है, these are various parallel planes and these are the lattice points. ठीक है. When a wave AB or when an X-ray AB passes through this crystal, and suppose if it strikes a crystal point, B को strike किया, फिर उसके बाद it will undergo reflection. So AB is the incident wave and BC is the reflected X-ray. ठीक है. So this is what you call reflection grating. So a crystal can act either as a diffraction grating also or as a reflection grating also. Okay, so now can you understand the difference between reflection and diffraction grating? So whether it will undergo diffraction from a clear space or reflection from after striking a particular point, depending on that, the reflected or diffracted waves will also vary. Okay, the Bragg's equation is only for diffraction grating by crystals. Okay, is there any point which we want to ask? Hello, any doubt?
No, no, ma'am.
Okay, so AB is an incident wave, theta is the angle of incidence. So with the same angle of this wave will be reflected back as BC wave. This is suppose, let us suppose this is wave 1. Okay, another wave DE is also passing through the same crystal, and after striking another lattice point, which is which is a parallel which is lying on a parallel plane to the above plane. ये वाली plane जो है ना, second next plane जो है, this is another plane which is parallel to it, and it is striking this crystal which is lying at a point E. उसके बाद it is again undergoing reflection. So EF is a reflected wave. AB is wave 1, DE is wave 2, and BC and the EF are the two reflected waves from this. Okay. So now we are going to consider two possible conditions. ये जो reflected waves है ना, BC and the EF, these two reflected waves can give you either a constructive interference or destructive interference. चाहे आपको reflection grating के through हो रहा हो या reflection grating के through हो रहा हो, these two waves will undergo interference, right? So they will give you either constructive interference or destructive interference depending on the condition. ठीक है, इधर इन दोनों waves का maximum और minimum coincide कर रहा है या नहीं कर रहा है. ठीक है, so we are going to study the condition of getting a constructive interference. ठीक है, so now these two waves will undergo, again will give you a constructive interference when the extra distance traveled by this second wave EF is a integral multiple of lambda, that is the wavelength of the X-ray. तो यहाँ पे जो X-ray use किया है, it is a monochromatic X-ray, so that's why we can always calculate specific calculation with the help of lambda. But when you use polychromatic X-rays, there will not be a fixed value of lambda. लेकिन यहाँ पे तो lambda value fix है because we are using monochromatic X-ray. ठीक है? So now our aim is to calculate this distance, extra distance EH, and check whether it will give you a constructive interference or destructive interference, and we will apply the condition of constructive interference here. Then finally we will get an expression for Bragg's law. ठीक है? So देखो, AB, this length AB will be equal. Suppose we drop perpendiculars from here. B से इस wave तक एक perpendicular drop किया. This is BG. So this is 90 degree. Similarly, we drop a perpendicular BH from the first wave to the second wave. So again, this is 90 degree. ठीक है? So now from the symmetry, AB will be equal to DG, right? And from the reflected waves, BC will be equal to HF, right? So now according to the condition of constructive interference, GE, ये दो extra distances जो है, GE should be equal to EH will be equal to D sin theta. ये D sin theta ये यहाँ से, ये कहाँ से आया है? Can you see it? Can you do this? If this is
Yes.
theta, this will also be theta, right? So sin theta will be equal to, if we take this particular triangle, right triangle BGE, sin theta is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse, right? So GE by GE divided by BE, and we are concerned about GE. GE is equal to BE sin theta, right? So what is BE? BE is nothing but the distance of separation between the two parallel planes. So that's why BE is equal to D sin theta. ठीक है? Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So now how can we calculate the extra distance traveled by the wave? The extra distance traveled by the wave to second wave is given by DEF distance minus ABC distance को अगर minus DEF से minus ABC distance को अगर subtract किया then we will get the extra distance. ठीक है. So ये एक बार ये check कर लो आप लोग whether you're getting this or not. DEF means DG plus GE plus EH plus HF, right? Minus ABC मतलब AB plus BC. तो जो equal है DG will be cancelled out with AB and BC will be cancelled out with HF. So this is GE plus EH, which is equal to 2D sine theta. So extra distance जो travel हुई है, this is GEEH. So GEEH is given by 2D sine theta. So in order to have wave 1 and wave 2 in phase, or in order to have a constructive interference, we must have this extra distance to be equal to n lambda. So that's why we get 2D sine theta is equal to n lambda, where n is the order of reflection, we can say. ऑर्डर और रिफ्लेक्शन में समझाती हूँ आप लोगों को, अभी यहाँ तक लिखो. n is equal to 1 to 3 is also called the order of reflection. लिखते हैं ना आप लोग. Order of reflection का मतलब है कि whether your reflection is you are observing is from the first and second plane, or of you can observe an order of reflection between this plane and the third plane also. You can also observe a reflection grating from first plane and fourth plane also. So n depends upon the spacing between the parallel planes. ठीक है. But this is okay or not? Is there
Yes,
anything which is not
okay.
clear to you? Okay, na?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
This is very important. Derivation is very important. Bragg's equation derivation. So now you can see that the Bragg's equation, whole of the Bragg's equation depends upon the scattering ability of the lattice point or the crystal. Crystal के बीच में जो lattice points है उनके scattering ability पे depend करता है. ठीक है. So suppose if we talk about scattering ability, if more than one kind of atoms are present in a crystal, एक crystal में suppose एक से ज़्यादा number of atoms हो, different atoms, what I mean is, then for light atoms, देखो, if we have the scattering ability depends upon the number of electrons surrounding the atom. ठीक है. Greater the number of electrons surrounding the atom, greater will be the scattering ability of the particular atom, right? So suppose if we take the example of hydrogen atom, the scattering ability of hydrogen atom is very small because the number of electrons surrounding it is very small. Okay, so that's why if we have hydrogen surrounded by other atoms in a crystal, so what will happen? The scattering ability of hydrogen atom is very small, and that is why it is easily shielded by the effect of neighboring atoms, which has more number of electrons. Hydrogen के comparison में बाकी other atoms के surrounding में electron जो है वो तो ज़्यादा ही होंगे. So that's why if we have atoms surrounded by other atoms, the scattering effect of hydrogen will be overshadowed or will be shielded by the scattering ability of other atoms surrounding them. So that's why whenever we have hydrogen surrounded by other atoms, उनके reflection pattern जो है वो ज़्यादा clearly नजर नहीं आता. So we cannot get much information about hydrogen atom from the reflection grating of hydrogen atom, of that crystal, we can see, right? And one more thing is, since I told you that the scattering ability is completely dependent on the number of electrons surrounding a particular atom. So if a crystal contains nitrogen and the carbon and nitrogen both, these two carbon and nitrogen are indistinguishable from X-ray diffraction because their scattering ability is almost the same. दोनों की scattering ability जो है ज़्यादा difference नहीं है, so that's why दोनों को differentiate करना मुश्किल है from X-ray diffraction. ठीक है, ये कुछ points है. So another method is there which is known as powder diffraction method. ठीक है, because the Bragg's method जो है, it is the very basic equation or very basic law from which gave useful information about diffraction of X-rays by crystal, but it is associated with some disadvantage. The most important disadvantage is the main aim of studying, मतलब why we are studying diffraction of crystal, इसका कुछ purpose होना चाहिए. We should be able to extract some information about the crystal after studying this crystal diffraction, right? So for that, if we want to use Bragg's diffraction, we need to have a single crystal in which all the have all the planes associated. So suppose a particular crystal में 11100 plane है, 111 plane है, suppose 121 plane है. There are various planes, as we discussed in the last class also in Miller indices. A crystal should have various planes in it. ठीक है, only when these planes can interact with the X-ray, then only we can get information. We can extract information about these various planes of a crystal. और उन planes को study करने के बाद ही हमें पता, मतलब हमारे पास कुछ information आएगा about the structure of the crystal. Our main aim is to study the structure of a crystal by allowing the crystal to interact with the X-rays. तो इसके लिए the requirement is all these planes should be sufficiently interacting with the X-rays. But Bragg's method में क्या है? Bragg's method में we require a large crystal ताकि इस जितने भी planes है आपके 100, 111, 121 plane जो है सारा आपकी एक single crystal में आ जाए, right? But that should also be oriented in a specific direction, right? So but it is very difficult to obtain a crystal in a single crystal, all these planes oriented in a specific direction. It is very difficult to obtain. So that's why scientists have to look for another method which can overcome this disadvantage. Okay, so that's why three scientists, Debye, Scherer and Hull, they have come up with another method which is known as the powder diffraction method. Basic equation जो है same है, Bragg's equation is a basic law, but in order to have extended further for various applications, these three scientists have come up with another method, useful method, which is known as the powder diffraction method. Is it okay? यहाँ तक ठीक है? All of you are quiet. Nobody is asking me any question, any doubt. ठीक है ना? एक ही single crystal में ये जितने भी ये सारे planes है वो भी specific orientation में मिलना पाना बहुत मुश्किल है. इसके लिए आपको एक बहुत बड़ा crystal चाहिए. And if you take a very large crystal, then also it will make your experiment inconvenient. So that's why we have to look for another method. And some of the disadvantages are overcome by powder method. ठीक है? The powder method में हम क्या करते हैं? Let's see. हमारा main aim है, we should have all the possible planes of a crystal to have in proper specific orientation so that they can interact with the X-rays. ये हमारा basic aim है, so that we can get all the information about each and every plane of the crystal. This is okay? What is our aim for studying all these diffraction patterns and all? We want to have information about the structure of the crystal. Or structure of the crystal. In order to have a structure of the crystal, we need to study all the planes of the crystal. Okay? And for this, we require each and every plane of the crystal in specific orientation. Right? Only then we can have the X-rays interacting with each and every plane of the crystal. Right? So there's a powder diffraction method में ये जो inconvenience है कैसे overcome करते हैं? Let's see. When the crystal is taken in powder form in a thin wall capillary tube, अगर हमने crystal को बहुत फाइन पाउडर में क्रस्ट किया, then what will happen? The crystal will be now in the form of tiny particles, and each tiny particle जो है suppose ब्रैग्स मेथड में तो एक ही क्रिस्टल आपने यूज किया है, सपोज एक ही क्रिस्टल यूज किया, उसमें हो सकता है कि 2-3 प्लेन स्पेसिफिक ओरिएंटेशन में आ जाए and then they are interacting with your x-rays. But when we have your crystal in the powder form, it will now be reduced into various tiny size particles. So suppose इस particle में से you have in a whole powder in a capillary tube. Suppose in this particular crystal, if 100 plane is interacting with X-ray, हो सकता है इस particular tiny particle have its 111 plane interacting with X-ray. Suppose this tiny particle may have its 121 plane interacting with the X-ray. So when we take the crystal in the powder form, we can achieve this. We can achieve all the planes to be interacting with the X-ray. So this can overcome the disadvantage that we have in Bragg's method. ठीक है? Is it okay or not? What is the advantage? अगर पूछा गया what is the advantage of powder method over Bragg's method? यहाँ पर भी लिखा हुआ देखो सारा. You can read it from the book or you can pick up my slide or you can write it on your own also. When since the crystal is powdered, each crystal is randomly oriented in various directions with respect to the incident X-rays. ठीक है? Randomly oriented होगा. When one crystal is oriented with 111 plane, another crystal may be another particle will be oriented 100 plane. तो ये यहाँ पे explain किया है. Since the powder contains a very large number of particles, it is possible that some particles will have 100 planes correctly oriented so that the Bragg's equation is satisfied, and some others will have 110, some others will have 111 planes properly oriented, and so on, so that we can have enough information about the structure of the crystal. Thus, the powder provides all types of lattice planes for the reflection of X-rays and hence may be considered equivalent to a single crystal rotated not only about one axis but also all possible axes at once. ठीक है? Just go through the various lines, you'll be able to understand. I have also explained on my part. So if you are asked to write a short note on powder method, you have to write all this first, disadvantages of Bragg's method and how those disadvantages overcome by powder method. All this have to be explained. Okay? Any doubt? Is there any doubt here in powder method?
No, ma'am.
Only one person is responding. What about the rest of you?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Clear है, ma'am.
No doubt, ma'am.
Clear है सब? Powder
Clear.
method difference
Yes,
difference
ma'am.
क्या है powder method और एक second, let me ask you one question then. What is the difference between powder method and Bragg's method? Please, one of you
No, ma'am.
answer. Only one of you. My question is, what is the? Can you tell me that they having discussed everything about all these two methods? What is the difference between Bragg's method and powder method? Difference बताओ मुझे.
Ma'am, in Bragg's method, we need one large crystal, whereas in powder method, we take the crystal in powder form, so we have we have a large number of tiny single crystals.
तो उसका क्या advantage है? So what is the advantage of powder method over Bragg's method?
मैम हमें फिर उसमें पाउडर मेथड में बहुत सारे क्रिस्टल्स होते हैं, तो हम एक क्रिस्टल में एक ओरिएंटेशन, दूसरे क्रिस्टल में दूसरा ओरिएंटेशन, तो सारे ओरिएंटेशन हमें मिल जाते हैं, हमें मैक्सिमम इंफॉर्मेशन मिल जाता है.
Good. But why is it not possible in Bragg's method? Bragg's method में ये क्यों possible नहीं है?
मैम ब्रैग्स मेथड में पॉसिबल ये हो सकता है कि उस एक क्रिस्टल में सारे ओरिएंटेशंस इंटरेक्ट ना करें एक्सरेज के साथ, तो हम
सारे orientation मतलब in
ऐसे
one
explain
particular
नहीं
crystal which is at a fixed position, it is difficult to get all the planes oriented in specific or मतलब having orientation in specific directions, right? तो इसलिए the data, the information we may get from Bragg's equation may not be sufficient enough for studying the structure of the crystal, right?
Yes,
चलो.
ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes.
can we add this
Yes.
that a large crystal will have an anisotropic, more anisotropic form? That's why it is difficult. Can we add this like this?
Large crystal में ना Chandar, we require a large crystal only for the requirement that we want to have many of the planes in specific orientation, but it is not possible to take a very large crystal also for studying Bragg's equation. बहुत बड़ा crystal भी नहीं ले सकते. There is also one of the disadvantages, है ना? Anisotropy का देखना पड़ेगा मुझे. पर crystal में तो हम
Ma'am,
ये
if a small
Excuse me,
powder,
आप क्या कह रहे थे?
if a powder is taken, and if a powder is taken, then it will be isotropic. But if a large crystal will taken, that will be surely anisotropic, means a large extent. So that's why powder method is more convenient.
वो रीजन थोड़ा वेग लगता है मुझे. Sounds a little vague. ठीक है.
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम.
हाँ जी.
मैम एक चीज समझ नहीं आ रही, मतलब जब हम क्रिस्टल रखते हैं तो उसका क्रिस्टल का एक स्पेसिफिक पैटर्न आता है जिससे हम उसका एज लेंथ वगैरह मतलब सब प्रॉपर्टीज डिटरमाइन करते हैं. इस हम जब हम पाउडर्ड फॉर्म में रखते हैं तो कह रहे हैं कि मल्टीपल ओरिएंटेशन आते हैं, तो हर एक ओरिएंटेशन का एक अलग अलग से पैटर्न बनेगा, तो फिर वहां से कैसे डिटरमाइन? हम ये चीज समझ नहीं आ
नहीं
रही.
नहीं 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 नहीं, you are getting it wrong. It is good that you have asked me this question and you're allowing me to clear your doubt. Who is this? Is this Rachit?
हर्ष.
Harsh. You have asked a very good question, Harsh. Good. और सबके माइंड में ये डाउट आनी चाहिए. What doubt? The doubt which is coming in Harsh's mind, it should come to each and every one of you. Can anybody answer Harsh's question? Harsh, दोबारा से पूछो. Let them also hear.
I'm asking is that जो ब्रैग्स मेथड था उसमें हम एक सिंपल क्रिस्टल लेते थे तो उसका एक स्पेसिफिक वो आता थी, ओरिएंटेशन आती थी जिससे हम उसकी सारी प्रॉपर्टीज
हाँ जी.
डिटरमाइन करते हैं. हम जब हम पाउडर फॉर्म में रखते हैं तो वहाँ पे मतलब रैंडमली अरेंज बहुत सारे होंगे अरेंजमेंट्स, तो हर एक अरेंजमेंट के लिए एक अपना पर्टिकुलर पैटर्न आएगा, तो वो मतलब वहाँ से कैसे फिर डिटरमाइन करते हैं?
हाँ
वो एक
ठीक है.
दूसरे
I think everybody has got Harsh's question. I'll explain to you later, but I want someone of you to answer his question.
Ma'am, this might be possible due to
Voice breaking. Whoever is answering, your
interference
voice is breaking. Your voice is breaking. She's not listening also. Who's answering? What is your name?
Hello, ma'am. Is it audible clearly?
Your voice
This
is
is
breaking.
Nikita.
Nikita, your voice is breaking. एक बार माइक ठीक करो या फिर कनेक्शन चेक करना अपना. हाँ बोलो. Anybody else?
Ma'am, now it is clear.
नहीं, दोबारा से आपकी वॉइस ब्रेक कर रही है.
Ma'am, I'm saying this might be some interference.
No, that is not the answer. Who can answer? को चंदर आप बताओ. डिस्कस कर लेते हैं ना क्लास में. It is good to hear multiple views for one simple question. Let me go through it. कौन कौन है आपके ग्रुप में, एक बार चेक करने दो and let me ask. Harsh is there. Harish, are you there? Harish Neela. Harish, are you there in class? Bikash, are you there? Bikash Aruk. क्लास में हो? नहीं.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ. आपने मतलब have you heard Harsh's question?
Ma'am, I think I'll not sure, but I think the atomic space is same.
Who is this, Vikas or Harsh? Who is answering?
Because
हाँ बोलो Vikas.
I'm not sure, but I think the interplanetary space is same, so we can do that.
Chalo, nobody is clear. Coming to Harsh's question, Harsh, what you're saying is powder form में I'm saying it has been reduced into smaller size crystals, and हर एक crystal में से जो information आएगा वो different होगा. What you're saying is this, right? Because उनमें एक random orientation होंगे. But in Bragg's equation, we get one single information for one single crystal. This is what you're saying. This is your query, right? Harsh.
Yes, ma'am.
So in order to answer your question, even though you have powdered your crystal in various tiny particles, what I'm talking about random orientations is, suppose एक crystal में suppose one you have जो मैंने planes explain किया ना आप लोगों को, one in that single crystal you have so many planes, specific planes, right? So suppose if you take FCC, suppose if we have, you should have 100 plane also. 100 plane का मतलब समझते हो ना आप लोग? These are HKL values, Miller indices. ठीक है? Each plane is specified by these values. Suppose you have 111 plane also. Suppose you have 121 plane also. Suppose you have 222 plane also. Suppose you have 220 plane also. So हर एक plane, whenever any X-ray interact with each of these planes, it will give you a specific information about the structure of the crystal. Is it okay, Harsh? Right? But when you take a single crystal, जैसे कि Bragg's equation में एक ही single crystal लेते हैं, उसमें से जितने भी information हमें मिलता है वो हम procure कर लेते हैं, right? But in single crystal method, that is in Bragg's method, it is not possible कि उस particular crystal में इतने सारे planes है, but it is not possible कि all these planes are in their specific orientation when you have Bragg's equation, because you are taking a single crystal. But powder method में ये है कि since you have the crystal in the powder form, it has been broken down into small tiny particles. Suppose if one particle has 220 plane oriented in a specific direction, the other some of the particles may have their 121 plane in the specific direction. But these crystals, these tiny particles are from the same crystal. जो भी information एक crystal में से मिलेगा, the same information it should be gotten from the other crystal also. ये property, the property which is achieved from one particle, it is the same property which is to be achieved from the second particle. बस ये है कि एक crystal में से एक information मिल रहा है, दूसरे crystal में से दूसरा additional information मिल रहा है, हर्ष. But all these properties will be added in order to give the overall property of the same crystal. Is it okay, Harsh? ऐसा नहीं है कि एक particle में से जो information मिल रहा है, that is a different information. Those information will all be added up in order to study the overall structure of the crystal. ऐसा नहीं है कि एक crystal में से ये information मिल रहा है तो दूसरे particle में से जो information मिल रहा है वो अलग crystal का है. ठीक है? This all will be added up in order to study the overall structure elucidation of the whole crystal. Is it okay? Am I able to answer your question?
Yes, ma'am. Got it.
अब doubt clear
Thank
है
you.
कि नहीं?
Clear
है?
है.
हाँ, वही. Random orientation का मतलब है कि एक crystal में एक plane orientation हो सकता है, दूसरे crystal का दूसरे orientation हो सकता है, depending on the various planes it has. But all these information will be added up. But ये सारे information एक ही single crystal में से मिलना मुश्किल है from Bragg's method. There is a disadvantage of powder method over Bragg's method. ठीक है? तो यही तो explain किया. ये second वाले ये इस वाले point को आप अच्छे से पढ़ोगे ना तो you'll be able to understand. कोई doubt नहीं.
मैम.
हाँ जी.
मैम मैंने जो बोला था कि मैम आपने बोला कि ओरिएंटेशन डिफरेंट है तो इसका मतलब है वो एनआइसोट्रोपिक होगा मतलब लार्ज क्रिस्टल में.
अरे भाई ओरिएंटेशन डिफरेंट का मतलब वो नहीं है. यू शुड नॉट टेक इट इन दैट सेंस. चलो देखो मैं एक लेट मी गिव सम वाइट स्पेस. लेट मी इसमें एक्सप्लेन करती हूँ. ओरिएंटेशन का मतलब ये है कि सपोज उस पर्टिकुलर क्रिस्टल को आपने ब्रेक किया. Suppose this is one tiny. इसमें suppose 100 plane oriented हो रहा है interacting with the X-ray. सपोज दूसरी पार्टिकल में जो है इसका ओरिएंटेशन जो है फॉर इंटरेक्शन विद दिस एक्स-रे, सपोज 200 प्लेन इसका अच्छे से इंटरेक्ट कर रहा है. दिस इज व्हाट आई मीन बाय रैंडम ओरिएंटेशन. Anisotropy will result from random orientation in a single crystal. ठीक है चंदर, रैंडम ओरिएंटेशन का मतलब ये नहीं है कि एक ही पर्टिकुलर क्रिस्टल में अलग अलग ओरिएंटेशन दिखा रहा हूं, है ना. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द ओरिएंटेशन ऑफ अ पर्टिकुलर प्लेन इन दैट क्रिस्टल. डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज्ड. That property what you're talking about, anisotropic, isotropic, is very different from what we are discussing here. ठीक है? Okay or not?
Yes, ma'am.
You should be satisfied. So, do we have time? Do you have class after this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
We have to end. We have to end then. चलो.